Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to more content on the channel. Today's video, we're gonna play some more Roblox Hunters. Guys, today we're gonna be taking a look at mages. All right, I finally started playing as a mage, and let me tell you, there's a reason why everybody plays them, or at least everybody tries to play them. You don't really see a whole lot of mages, but the people that really play this game and like the game, they typically tend to stray to mages. As they are right now, they are meta and by far the most overpowered, but with the next update or the following updates, stat mine change, we'll see. So I'll be showing you guys my stat build that I personally run, which is not what everybody runs, but it's in line with what you should be doing with any build in the game. But as always, it's up to you guys how you want to play and how you want to run your builds. It's just a reference point. But before we show you the stat build, we're gonna, run a dungeon, do some stuff in the game so you guys can see how mages actually play. If you guys happen to enjoy this video and want to show some love to your boy, just drop a like on it. I'm gonna try to keep the videos going on this game because I'm really enjoying it, guys.
Hey, yeah, I've been laying low and getting to some plays with the bros, cause the pros got a pro, it's all under control.
Alright guys, so today we're finally playing by ourselves. You guys know, typically, I'm playing with the live stream and stuff like that. But by the way, man, peep just the drip and how this looks, bro. I have the rare ant armor and stuff like that you can get from pay to winning, but man, this armor just goes so well with this mage headpiece, which in case if you don't know, this is the mythic void battle robe helm. Okay, it looks super cool in my opinion, and it fits the purpose of this video because we're definitely going to go ahead and try to be a mage. Mages, as they are right now, are meta. They are by far the best class you can go with, and I will show you guys exactly why. Only downside is, for me personally, I don't know about you guys, but it's very tough for me to roll a pretty good staff. So if you compare the damage between my frost edge, which is my regular sword, to my staff of the same level, it does way less damage. However, I speculate that is because that damage rating is actually your M1 damage and not like inherently the damage you deal with your abilities, because your abilities have this different multiplier. For example, it says that this fireball now does 233 damage, but it has 1,000,000 power at the bottom. And if you compare it to some of the abilities that I have for my regular sword, like it has 702,000 power. This one has 607,000 power. So I don't know. I think that's why your M1 or your standard damage description on the staff is so much worse. Let me go ahead and check my progress on my dailies. All right, I have 14 hours left to claim that one. And I hope that this weekend, guys, when the first update, supposedly, if the update comes out this weekend, they add a new quest. We're done with the quest right now, so I can't really do nothing. And actually, while I yap, let's go ahead and create a party. We'll go through the Singularity dungeon, running on insane nightmare difficulty. But yeah, I hope that this update this weekend is actually lit, because supposedly there's an update coming out this weekend. And additionally, I'm glad the devs, I don't know if it's because they watch my videos or if because it's just the right thing to do, but they're finally listing, by the way, look, that's my fireball ability. This is why mages are so OP. You can literally just go ahead and gather around a bunch of enemies and use your fireball ability, and most of them will die. Yes, you heard it right, guys. Most of them. Not all of them, because for some reason, the AoE, as you guys can tell right over there, is not like spectacular, but it is good enough to kill most of the enemies. And this is especially useful for noobs, because starting off in this Singularity dungeon, you guys know that those mages that actually attack us are really annoying. The mages in the Singularity dungeon are the most annoying NPC types in the entire game, actually, as it stands right now. So as you guys can tell, it's just really easy to play a mage, and this is why they're meta. You just run around, group everybody up, use your fireball, and rinse and repeat. They are extremely broken, okay? Extremely broken. But going back to what I was trying to tell you guys before, I don't know if it's that the devs, watch the videos, or just because it's the right thing to do and they're finally doing it, but they have finally started to post update logs on the changes and hot fixes and stuff like that they implement into the game. So as it was before, they were not doing that. As it was before, they were changing stuff up in the game, but they weren't letting us know. So I was like what the helly? You know what I mean? Like what is going on, twin? Like what are we doing? You know what I mean? I wouldn't know what they're changing, and it's like I would be contemplating whether or not if I'm going crazy while I'm playing, because I'm like, wait a minute, this ability doesn't do too much more damage. This changed, that changed. The combat feels a little bit more responsive. And they just had these little tweaks and changes and things that they were doing in the background that they weren't updating us on, but they're updating us on it now. So another quick tip I want to share with you guys, whether you're running mage or not, is that when you're actually facing, whether that be in the Singularity dungeon or not, any mages, you want to dash into them and then dash away. So let's say you don't want to run mage because, you know, you're not with it. You don't like how it plays, even though it's meta right now. That's fine. You know what I mean? All you guys want to do is still pretty much the same strategy. Just get everybody all up, right? Make sure they all spawn in. And as you guys can see, once they're all in here, just dash into them, M1, and back away. You're still going to get slightly grazed, but it's a simple concept, as you guys can see, and you can evade most of the damage that the mages are going to end up doing to you. So, again, if you use the strategy, grinding, leveling up, ranking up is going to be by far the easiest aspect of the game. All right, guys, boss fight time. Bosses are the only thing to me that are a little bit iffy, but since they've changed how things happen to work now, it's okay. As you guys can tell, M1ing bosses is a lot easier than what it was before. You do a lot more damage, and it's pretty decent. Even though, you know, I'm running a mage, M1ing is still very good, but god dang it. As you can tell, my luck on the Singularity dungeon just sucks. I usually just don't get drops on here, even though I have all the game passes. It's amazing. It feels great. So fellas, I wanted to show you an example of basically how the update logs are going to be now in the Discord server. I hope every time they actually change something, but might not be every time. So as you can tell right now, they've mainly focused on fixing issues related to the spider cavern for whatever reason. And the most important thing that I actually wanted to point out here is that they said they fixed damage scaling. So now you have proper damage scaling. I don't know what the hell that means, but if you're a noob, you might be doing a lot less damage. I mean, we're doing fine ourselves. And the reason why I say that is because I recently just reawakened. So my stat points aren't even allocated all that well. But my rule of thumb is usually for every 30 stat points that I put into whatever stat scales off of the damage that my weapon deals, I put 5 into vitality. People might tell you, listen, don't put anything into vitality. It's up to you. To me, when I put more stat points into vitality, like a maximum of like around 60 for now with the current dungeons, it does well for me, because if you go all into damage, for example, that's fine because you'll be one-shotting everything, but you take a lot of damage. So by putting some stat points into your by the way, I have like 90, so I'm gonna put, you know, up to 15 over here. Matter of fact, I can go all the way up to like 20 or 30. It doesn't even matter. But just as you're putting in, you know, stat points into your main damage dealing stat, try to put in a couple into vitality as well. Like I said, it's a night and day difference, and you will notice it when you actually play. So it's up to you how you want to play. There are people that are glass cannoning right now, like just going in on one stat, and that's fine. But those guys are extremely squishy. And you're not as squishy when you at least put some stat points into vitality. But now that we did the Singularity dungeon on Nightmare, we're going to start running the best dungeon in my opinion, which is the Goblin caves. And just seeing how mages handle that, which should be pretty good too. I don't know how you guys feel about the dungeons right now, which ones are your favorites and which ones you like to do. But the chillest dungeon to me is the last one. But it just doesn't scale like with XP as this one does. This one is super good. So obviously we're going to be running this on normal, but even still the XP should be really good. The only little issue that this dungeon has, and it's going to be for mages, is that the little like goblin minions, they walk around really fast compared to the mages. In the Singularity dungeon, the reason why the mages are so freaking annoying is because they're fast as hell. But as you guys can see over here, since the little minions run around so fast, and the mages don't, they effectively act as a shield, excuse me, for the mages themselves when you use the fireball ability. So that can get pretty annoying. But aside from that, even on normal, you guys are seeing, and even though we're low level, this is really good XP still. And this is why I love this dungeon. So just imagine, this is on normal. Imagine when we get to Nightmare, man. It's gonna be insane XPs, baby. All right, guys, boss fight time, and this should be pretty easy too. Honestly, this is the only boss that kind of concerns me a little bit when it comes to being a mage, because this boss, as you guys can tell, requires you to really be on him. But since it's normal difficulty, he doesn't have his second phase. And as you can tell, I got a drop. I don't know, for whatever reason, like I said, maybe the Singularity dungeon doesn't like me. I don't know your guys' experience, but I cannot get drops in the Singularity dungeon, but every other dungeon I can get drops easily. So I don't know, maybe it's meant to be like that though, because like, let me show you. If you go into the crafting menu over here, you guys can see that as the relics go up, as far as like in rarity and bonuses, the crafting chances go down. So inherently, if the chances go down, that must mean that the required materials to get them should be easier to get, no? So I think that's the logic there. But I think they need to redo, if they want to see this game stay around, I think they need to redo this whole crafting system. This is no bueno. So a lot of you guys that have been telling me in the videos that you guys are actually just saving your materials. I tried to craft my first relic and failed, even though it was the 40% chance one. So I've heard people try this multiple times as well, like crafting the relic, and they also failed. Like, bro, just save your materials for now, chat, because I think they're gonna change this up. And if they don't, I think the game's cooked, in my opinion. You know what I mean? In my opinion, because it's just there's no point, man. You need RNG to get the loot, RNG to craft it. It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. But yeah, guys, I unlocked the hard difficulty for the Goblin caves now. And as you can tell, we're level 25, so we went from level 22 to level 25 just by doing the normal rated dungeon. Like, I'm telling you. By the way, I'm only C rank rated, so I'm trying to grind to get B rank, and we're gonna get that in this video, God willing. We got to get to level 80, but that should be pretty easy in my opinion. And I think the Goblin caves is gonna be the main candidate to get us there. Like, this thing is just so good XP wise. But let me keep grinding this out, guys. All right, guys, check this out. Right, I've been running the dungeon a couple of times. I'm on hard still, but I'm low health, right? This is what makes mages also very meta and very OP. You can run around when you're low, for example, like on a boss, wherever the case is, and just heal up. Like, it's literally that simple. Look, you can heal up multiple times, so you can kite your enemies and just keep healing and rinse and repeating. Like, this class is just absolutely beautiful, and a fun time to play with. I hope they don't get nerfed, because I mean, mages are usually always OP in any game anyways. All right, guys, my mic, I don't know what the heck is up with my mic nowadays, but it was muted and I didn't realize. So we are level 57. I meant to record this when we were level 55, but it's been about like 40 minutes later. By the way, I'm sucking on a Jolly Rancher, so I apologize. My voice sounds a little bit weird. But I have to, you know, eat some candy or something while I'm grinding, or else it gets a little bit boring. But so right now, as you guys can see, we're getting 1,660 XP per kill from these spiders, because this is the last dungeon that you can currently do right now, and I'm running it on nightmare difficulty, which you need to be level 55 for. So now I'm quite literally in the end game. I don't know how difficult it's gonna be to get to 80, because I thought this was gonna be a little bit faster than what it is, and I don't know how the leveling is gonna scale once we start getting into the 60s, the 70s, etc, 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 right? So I don't know, maybe leveling might get really slow. But anyways, that's besides the point. So I wanted to show you guys that when you're doing this, you can actually cheese out these enemies. If you're in this spider cave, you can stand on top of any cliff that's like that one over there, any of them, and they cannot hit you. Conversely, you can hit them. So quick little safe spot that you guys can do. As a mage, you really don't need it, but if you're a melee build, oh my goodness, that's gonna be life-saving for you, and you'll be able to cheese out this entire dungeon. Now, most people are really gonna only need this strategy for the boss, because she's the one that's kind of like a little sketch to fight off, but everything else, as you guys can see, is just really easy to kill off. This is why I love this dungeon, because it's just so chill compared to every other dungeon. But because of the volume of enemies that are here, to me at the very least, it seems as though the Goblin Cave is still superior, because it has a bunch of enemies, and I tend to be getting more levels every time I complete that. But again, that's how it seems like to me. Oh, also, I wanted to point out that I am running XP potions and stuff now. I don't know if I've mentioned that, but as you guys can see, you get 15% XP boost. And also wanted to mention too that take what you're seeing as far as like my XP with a grain of salt, because obviously I might be higher ranked than you guys. I'm using boosts. I have I think double XP game pass, I don't know, something like that. So yeah, things are a lot different for me than it would be for you guys grinding this out. All right, guys, check this out, right? We are on the boss wave. So one fireball for me right now is actually going to kill phase 1 of the boss, because The boss prior to this phase, by the way, you want to absolutely dodge that because that will murk your HP, as you guys can see. Let me just heal up real quick though. This is why I love mages. So OP. But oh my god. All right, I don't know why my first fireball didn't murk her HP. It should be one-shotting her, but it didn't. And I'm cooked. Oh my god. Wait, actually I'm not cooked. All right, well, as you guys saw, that one fireball almost killed her off completely. This one should do it, and there you go. We cooked the boss. So as a mage, this boss is a joke. As a melee dude in this game, yo, brother, it's not that easy. So just make sure you guys safe spot and cheese over these little ledges and stuff. And the only thing you gotta watch out for is that when you're on the ledges, she can still like do that little missile ability that she does, like the spider bomb. So just dodge that, but then go back on it and then M1 her when she's close to it. So it's that easy. So yeah, now your boy just has to keep grinding to get to level 80. We'll see how that goes, but I don't know. Hopefully it goes well. Right? So guys, yo, this is insane. You guys won't believe this. So the grind, excuse me, has gotten kind of tedious in the like higher 60s, if you will. And I decided to actually buy a tier 5 potion from the shop. Bro, it's plus 300%. I don't know if you guys saw that. So the unfortunate part is that it only lasts 5 minutes when you use it. But dude, plus 300% XP is insane, bro. Oh my goodness gracious. I should have done this sooner, bro. Just want to let you guys know that, you know, you can go ahead and buy those XP potion 5s from the shop. And they're really broken. So also, if you're curious, right, and you don't want to buy them, excuse me, with Robux. Currently, right now, the only way for you to get the in-game currency, the freemium currency, which is in the bottom left-hand corner, which I have 811 of now after buying a couple of these potions in the shop, is by completing the quests in the game. So I don't know if they're gonna implement other additions to the game for us to be able to get more of this freemium version of the currency in the game, but my goodness gracious, bro, these tier 5 XP potions are insane. So even though I have plus 300% XP right now, you guys can clearly tell just how difficult it is, or has gotten, excuse me, for us to actually level up. You know, it's taking a little bit of time here, my brother, for us to get some levels, and plus 300 XP is making a big difference, but it's still gonna take some time. All right, guys, the boss has arrived. We're about, like, I would want to say 30-something% through our next level up. So if we happen to get it from killing the boss, that would be insane. But also, pro tip, just I realized this after grinding this some more, but you can literally stand in front of the boss and just kill it really quickly, because the only way the boss, man, what the hell, bro? All right, anyway, the only way the boss will actually kill you is if the ability that it does actually detonates. But dude, we got 2 levels, basically a level and a half, if you want to even call it that. But that is 100% worth it. Oh my gosh. All right, guys, so I literally just got to level 80. I didn't expect it to actually happen while I was grinding in the dungeon run. But dude, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. This took me about 3 hours of grinding to do. So just imagine, right? Because I have 2 times XP. I was using a regular XP boost, by the way, for most of the video. And then level 75 to 80. Oh man, good luck with that, chat. I'm not gonna lie to you. level 75 to 80 is gonna take some time with the current dungeons that are in the game for you guys. But if it took me this amount of time with all these boosts and stuff like that, and like I said, for levels, I think 71 is when I started. I don't know. You guys would know because you've been watching the video. I forget because it's been a couple of minutes for me, and I don't remember. But yeah, at some point I started using the 300% boost as well for my XP. So it's tough. Leveling is pretty tough once you get to 70s. For sure. But mages just make everything, like I keep saying, as the purpose of this video is, they make everything easy. They're super meta, and they're very OP. And I might get cooked here. Actually, you're cooked. You're cooked. Yeah, don't even try it, twin. There you go. All right, cool. So we almost even gained a level there, but you guys clearly saw that you won't, like starting at level 80, this dungeon will not even give you an entire level with a 300% XP boost. It won't even give you an entire level. You'll get like 70, like what is this? Maybe like 80%, right? Of an XP bar. So, and that's at level 80. Oh my goodness gracious, brother. All right. So here's what I'm going to do real quick. This might be a little bit of a waste because I still have XP. You know what? I'm not going to risk it. I was going to go ahead and AFK summon for a little bit just to try to get like level 80 gear. Because it'll be a lot better. Like for example, if we get like a level 80 staff, that would be insane. But I'd rather just go ahead and reawaken. So Reawakening is going to give us a 5 times XP boost instead of 4, a 16 times luck boost instead of 8, and a stat point gain of 7 instead of 6. So 100% worth it. And there you go, guys. All right. So A rank is going to be even more insane because we're going to get times 6 XP, times 32 luck boost, and a 8 stat point gain per level. That's just going to be freaking amazing. But the required level 2 reawaken for an A rank is going to be 100. That's going to take a very long time. And excuse me, oh my gosh, my commentary. As it stands right now, a whole lot of Robux, baby, unfortunately. Because these dungeons are not going to be good enough for that, you know? But there we go, baby. That was it. Mages are OP.